we're going to get this started because we want to make sure that we welcome you properly and we welcome you to the city of Mount Vernon. But I do know that last year, I know one of you, I think you were here, right? You were here last year, right? Okay. You're the one that I crossed over and boosted on, right? Nah, let me stop. Look, I'm Mayor Thomas, great city of Mount Vernon. I welcome you guys from all over the world to come back to Mount Vernon and rediscover that Mount Vernon is a destination for sports, entertainment, and have a strong quality of life. Sports is a way of life. It's something that we all grow up with, watching people, mainly our peers, playing sports, aspiring to be like the heroes, be it in the NBA or being in college or in high school. And I'm proud to be joined by an accomplished group of people that believe in Mount Vernon the way I do, people that understand the importance of having great programs like yours in Barbados, being champions and what it means and what it takes to practice and spend time investing through your dedication and become better and better and better. And I'm proud, and I'm going to start with our Commissioner of Recreation, Darren Morton, who's over here to my right, your left. Someone that understands that recreation is something that the city needs and has worked tirelessly to make sure that we bridge our relationships across borders at a time when there's so much division and negativity out there. So thank you, Commissioner, for making sure that we make this happen. Another person that I have to single out is Patrick Tanis, who's here from Barbados. It was part of his inspiration of making sure that we as a city of Mount Vernon recognize and strengthen our relationship with Barbados. And knowing that you have a new Prime Minister, someone that believes in people. Want to extend our thanks to the Prime Minister, congratulate her on her victory, but more importantly, want to thank you, Mr. Tanis, for helping making this happen. Patrick, everybody's give Patrick a big round of applause. Now, Mount Vernon would not be Mount Vernon without that champion spirit. Mount Vernon would not be Mount Vernon without having someone to lead us, coach us, nurture us. Someone that knows that winning just doesn't happen on the court, it's about winning off the court. Everybody, let's give a big round of applause for the winningest coach in New York State history, our coach, Bob CIMMINO. Now we have two captains from the Mount Vernon basketball program with us, Mr. Charlie Lovett over there to my far right, your left. And we're going to hear from Charlie in a few minutes. But I do want to just recognize and point out that we have with us a representative from Congressman Ingles' office, Tyree Woodson Samuels. Congressman was here earlier, so thank the Congressman for being with us. And I think we're joined by our Coach Rick. I couldn't see all the way down there. I thought that was Councilman Marcus Griffith for a minute. And Councilman Griffith is from Barbados. And I thought he got a fresh cut, but I mean, like, look, Coach Rick over there looking like Coach, making it happen. So look, I want to pause and I want to again thank our Commissioner of Recreation, Commissioner Morton, who will tell us about the journey to get to this point to welcome an international basketball team to come to Mount Vernon and play in the Mount Vernon Basketball Classic. We're doing something new to make sure that we have sports all year round, from baseball to soccer to football to basketball. And we've launched the Mount Vernon Basketball Classic to invite kids of all ages throughout the city to play basketball, but also at the end of it, we're looking to create an international invitational. And Barbados, you guys are setting it off. You came last year and played with us, prayed with us, and it's obvious you stayed with us. So Commissioner Morton, if you can come up, talk about how we got here, and then we'll invite up Mr. Tanis to provide a few words, and then we'll ask Coach CIMMINO or one of the captains to make a few remarks. Commissioner?
So first of all, we want to thank the mayor for his vision of trying to expand sports in Mount Vernon. So this journey started approximately about 3 years ago, or a little close to that, or almost 3 years ago. when the mayor introduced, of course, Reverend Tanis and to me, and we began a long dialogue on trying to logistically figure out how we were going to get our young people from Barbados as well as from Mount Vernon to exchange, to interact, to also hone their skills in their specific sports, particularly starting off with basketball. The first year we weren't able to kind of get things moving, so last year was the first time that we actually were able to coordinate bringing the young men from Barbados here for approximately about 7 to I think about 8 to 10 days. During that time, we had opportunity for playing basketball, participating in Coach CIMMINO's summer clinic, honing the basketball skills, and also being part of a mini tournament, as well as some cultural kinds of activities. And so throughout the year, we've been coordinating, trying to make sure that we have the right funding and the right timing. But first, we were trying to get some of our young people from Mount Vernon to go to Barbados. We were looking at, I think it was April, in order to do that. Unfortunately, we were not able to do that. However, next year, we are committed to getting our young people out to Barbados during the spring season, so that they can then come out and experience the culture there, as well as to learn a little bit about basketball from you all. In addition to that, last year in our travels to Jamaica, we had a meeting with some folks in Jamaica about also being a part of what the mayor refers to as this international invitation. And they agreed that they were interested in it, and so we're going to continue that dialogue to expand that as we move forward. So let me end by saying this. We are ever so excited to have each and every one of you here today. We know that you're going to have some great experiences over the next few days. This is just the beginning of a long relationship and experience between Mount Vernon and Barbados, particularly the PINELANDS, youth basketball. We look forward to what you're going to learn over these days, also what we're going to learn from you. I want to thank Reverend Tanis and also Coach CIMMINO and Coach Rick for working in the weeds to kind of get this stuff done, okay? And so again, welcome on behalf of the Recreation Department, and we look forward to spending the next few days with you.
So, we're going to ask that Reverend Patrick Tanis come up and provide a few remarks. Let's receive Reverend Patrick Tanis.
Thank you, Mayor Thomas, and to the wonderful people of Mount Vernon, my dear friend and colleague in the ministry, Reverend Morton. I thank you for allowing the people from Pinelands and from Barbados to be here, Mayor. And we want to celebrate the fact that we have a visionary as a leader here in Mount Vernon. The fact that you have a visionary here, a man who is filled with purpose and vision, and he has the power to implement it, because we can see that the people of this great city are with him. And so here's some brief history on the links between Barbados and Mount Vernon and why we're here. The first place that George Washington has ever visited, the only place that he ever visited outside the United States, was actually Barbados. And we just crossed the George Washington Bridge coming here, and we sense that there's a sense of his presence here as well. And we know that the links between Barbados and Mount Vernon are not just back then, but they're also here right now. We know that the beautiful sea sand of Barbados is one of the favorite things that the mayor would love to participate with, both here and in Barbados. And so my wife put together a little something for him, a little gift, and I'm going to ask Tricia to come right now and to bring that little gift that we brought for him. And while she's coming, I want to mention, and this is very briefly, that going forward, I bring remarks from my Prime Minister, and she sends her greetings to him as well, that the two places will be coming closer and closer together, and that we welcome you to come to Barbados to be a part of a great international basketball tournament as well, and that we want to honor the visionary leadership of this great man that you have, Mayor Thomas, in Barbados. So don't miss it while you're in Barbados. And Mayor Thomas, thank you.
Thank you. And, you know, this is significant. because when you reflect on, as mentioned by George Washington, having slept in Mount Vernon during the Revolutionary War, fought battles here on these hallowed ground, knowing that he has a relationship with Barbados, and knowing that my mother-in-law is Bayesian, and she was going to say, if you don't, make sure this happens, you're in trouble. So he went to the real source, he went to the real power to make sure that this got done. But now there's no higher power than the Lord, but the Lord made a way for this. And this sand is symbolic for children playing in sand boxes throughout the city of Mount Vernon filled with sand from various island countries. Places like Barbados, where the sand is white and pure. Places like Jamaica, that's celebrating their independence right now. But this sand is exactly what many people will be able to enjoy, because while they may not be able to make it to their homeland, they can make it to one of our parks. And they can pass on their heritage, and they can pass on the tradition of proud cultures to make sure that our kids learn who they are and experience it with others. So this is more than just sand. This is filled with purpose, passion, and as you can see in Mount Vernon, we never stop working. So while they make their way across one of the few bridges that they can cross in the city, because we're fixing the bridges, I just want you to know that we'll never be distracted from our primary task, which is to bring people together, and we're looking to do it through fun. So please extend my heartfelt thanks to the Prime Minister for her gesture and for her words, but also for sending a little bit of fun up north. So I'd like to ask Coach CIMMINO if you'd like to provide a few words, or if you want one of the captains come up. All right, captains, come on up. Big round of applause.
Having the Barbados come for a second time is an amazing thing. They're a part of our Mount Vernon basketball family. And them coming over here and showing us different things that they have on the other side is a very great thing for us. Because we also teach them things here, the way that we weight lift, the way that we play in the gym, the way we communicate. And it's a very blessing thing for them to come over here and show us some great things. They're very amazing people. Amazing people. They love having fun. Very athletic. Very tall, I can see. But they just love having a great time, and hopefully we can have them come back next year.
Thank you, guys. So I believe, is there a representative from the PINELANDS team that'd like to provide a few words? There we go.
My name is Philippe Prophet, the captain of the PINELANDS basketball team, also representing Barbados. Being here for a second time is very amazing. The opportunity that we get as players, not only from Barbados but PINELANDS basketball club, we open up doors, and we open up doors for the others that are trying to get out and working hard towards their goals. We here as representatives must show all and participate in everything that we do going forward. Learning from the Mount Vernon team, they're very good players. Someday, I hope that we will see them in Barbados, show them what we have and what is going on over there. And as a team and the captain, I hope to see guys doing better. Thank you very much.
So yes, we definitely look forward going to Barbados in the wintertime. But that coincides with I know our basketball season, but maybe sometime in April, maybe before the school year gets out, we could find a way to get there, because we definitely need to go. It's a two-way street, but most importantly, we got to grow this international invitational. And one day we'll see some players from Japan. We look forward to seeing some players from Africa. But right now, Barbados is the first, and we're going to continue to bring everybody together through sports. And I look forward to seeing all the kids play, learn from each other, and at a time when we have division at our borders, we're united in making sure that sports goes beyond borders. Thank you so much, guys. Look forward to playing some sports, playing some basketball, goofing in on a few of you guys, and hope you guys have some great fun here in the great city of Mount Vernon. Thank you so much for playing.
246. 246.
My name is Tyrone King. I'm here with the PINELANDS basketball team from Barbados. We're here visiting Vernon City Hall. It's just a blessing to be here. This whole opportunity is just great. It's great. And we're here to play basketball.
That was in the mouth.
Almost, okay?
Well, today we welcome the Barbados youth basketball team from PINELANDS Basketball Club in Barbados. We are excited about having them for a second time this year. This is the opening ceremony. They're going to be here until the 15th of August. Over the time that they're here, we're going to get some training in basketball at the clinic. They're going to participate in our tournaments over these weeks, also have some cultural events and activities. So we are excited about it. We want to thank them for being here, and we look forward to a relationship that will continue for years to come.
So look, we're here, great city of Mount Vernon, sports capital of the Northeast, and we're joined by the Reverend Dr. Patrick Tanis from Barbados, who helped bridge Mount Vernon in Barbados through international sports. Basketball is what we're doing right now. We have an international invitational that we're growing, and being that this is the second year we're doing this, it's only fitting that we just invite everybody to come join us. We're going to have some great basketball played with the champions from PINELANDS in Barbados, the champions here at Mount Vernon. And look, we're playing street ball, we're playing indoor ball, and we have it for all ages, from 5 to 16 years old and up. And I can't thank Reverend Tanis for making this real, because look, our kids need to play together, not play video games, not get caught up on the internet. They need to be with each other playing sports, and also with, real things like sand, playing in sandboxes. This is sand from Barbados, beautiful, pure white sand from Barbados, a gift from the Prime Minister and Reverend Tanis to make sure that the people of Mount Vernon know that heritage from Barbados will be here in the city of Mount Vernon, where our kids can play in Bajan sand and learn about the history and their relationship with the island country of Barbados. Now, knowing that my mother-in-law is from Barbados and my wife is half Asian, I already know that it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and I'm one of the family. And I'm going to ask Reverend Tanis to just add to, just the history, the relationship, and why it's so important that we continue to grow our relationship through sports.
It's true. Thank you, Mayor Thomas. The history of Barbados and Mount Vernon in particular is unique in that the only place that George Washington has ever been to outside of the United States is actually Barbados. And, George Washington, the famous general, the first president of the United States, we want to just fulfill that mandate of togetherness between Barbados and Mount Vernon. And today, that's symbolic because we are here to celebrate that heritage and to take it forward into not just history now from the past, but to take it into a visionary place where our children will play together in sandboxes. We will play basketball together. There will be ties. My Prime Minister has pretty much authorized for us to be here so that we can have fun. We'll do business together. This is an exciting relationship, and we're glad to have proximity to such a great man as a mayor of this great city. We can see the visionary leadership. We can sense the moving forward in this place. We're glad to be here, to be a part of all of this. Thank you.
Let's play some ball.